We're so stoked tonight on the Punktree Hour to be hosting a discussion with a friend of the Punktree Hour and infamous band member in the sense that this person who we're going to interview tonight has been in so many different bands that you will have loved and heard of, and we're so stoked to have them joining us on the show tonight. So
for the second time.
For the second time, actually. It's true. So, dear listeners, who do you think we've got on here today? Someone who we've interviewed twice. And the second clue will be that they are a member of Maggot Cave. And, well, we don't have anyone live texting in right now, but they still could on 0410 218 333 if you think you know who we're going to interview. You've got 3 seconds, dear listeners. 2, 1. Musang King, who are we interviewing?
We're interviewing Road Dog Rohan, who is playing in Diploid.
What? This is huge news. Rohan.
Mm-hmm.
Big changes since we last talked to you here on the Punktree Hour.
Hey. I didn't hear the sign. You told me there'll be a sign. I was like waiting for the cue. I was like,
you're making
cautiously.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
We're great here at the Punktree Hour. This is Tin Pickle, and we're here with Musang King, and it's so great to have you live on the air again. Thanks so much for joining us.
So great to be here. I remember last time it was like I was just going through a life-changing experience going to Darwin for the first time. It was just like one of those spots where, like, I actually, when Dave from Maggot Cave brought up playing in Darwin, the first thought that came to my mind was, why would we go to Darwin? What the hell is this? And I ate my words so hard when I was there. And I remember where we were when we were doing that interview. We were just like sitting on a hill and just talking to you, just overlooking, like, you know, the main city area of Darwin. And yeah, I just remember thinking, like, this is the greatest decision ever. It was such a fun time. And I know you're in Alice Springs, and that is just the next, like, goal on my checklist. Like, I really want to, like, I had such a good time in Darwin. Like, I want to do it again and then something. Let's go down to Alice Springs.
Oh, we're ready here in Central Australia for a tour, because that was when Maggot Cave was touring with Fuck's Sake. What year was that?
That was 2022. So what happened was that, like, it was just before what's the festival? It's Blackened. Yeah. So Fuck's Sake were playing Blackened that year. I'm pretty sure it was 2022. And we played some shows with Fuck's Sake, and then they split off and went down to Alice Springs after we left to go back home. So we kind of just did a weekend in Darwin.
True. Oh, well, that's like perhaps the best thing that can ever happen is when, you know, like a lot of people, you think, why am I going to Darwin? I have a flight. I'm very uncertain. And the next thing you know, you're in the front yard of Pete's house and you camped out there and it's been 3 months and you're still having the best time of your life.
Well, you know what's kind of annoying is that, so this band that I'm touring with now, Diploid, they try to get, like, a government grant to do, like, Perth and Darwin, but I think it was because there was, like, other dates on the grant that it wasn't successful. But I think for next time, one of the things I want to focus on is trying to get grants for, like, areas like Perth and Darwin, which are kind of harder to reach for musicians. But it's like, okay, you don't need to cover the whole tour, but it's like these specific days. If, like, you can make that happen, make it easier, I would like go back to Darwin a lot more times. Like, I think it's something that, like, is worth, like, looking into.
Well, it's actually necessary to also put Mbuntua Alice Springs on that list of tour locations.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry. I was just, like, hyperfixating. I was just thinking on that one. But yeah. Northern Territory. Like,
the whole Northern Territory. Don't miss out. You can get in a gig in in Tennant Creek. You'll have about maybe 4 people at that gig, and they would have been at the pub whether you were there or not anyway. But you can have a gig.
I think that's in the interest of, like, the New South Wales arts. You know,
it's
like,
necessary.
Give us that grant to that creek, and we'll be there.
That's exactly right. So, what's this huge news? You're touring with Diploid. What?
Yeah. Yes, I am, and it's been such a trip because, like, I remember I actually opened for Diploid when I was about, like, 16 years old, and so just seeing them over the years from that to playing in them, it's been awesome. Like I've kind of joined that band almost like a fan joining the band, you know. Like I'm trying to convince them to play songs that they haven't played for years.
You're like, bring it back, that first album.
Yeah.
So what are you playing in the band?
So I'm playing drums with them.
True, and you're sort of filling in for.
Yeah. So yeah, like the original drummer, well, the you know, longest staying drummer, great person, great drummer, just going through some issues with their shoulder.
Yeah, Scarlet Shred. We had a little dedication episode to them a couple of weeks ago.
Scarlet, you know, I'll say something about Scar. Scar's a really cool person. During the pandemic, she I was starting to learn how to record bands, and when I was learning about all of that stuff, I was kind of listening to records I really loved and trying to figure out what I really liked about it, and then going through the linear notes and seeing who recorded them and sending them emails. And Scarlett recorded this amazing band called Split Teeth from Melbourne. A few members Jamie from a band called Rort, and I think can't remember the rest of the people in it, but amazing record called by Split Teeth. And I remember contacting Scarlett, asking about the snare drum sound, and she told me that what she did to get that sick snare drum sound was to record the snare and then reroute it through an amplifier and then record the output of the snare going through an amp, like a guitar amp.
That's genius.
And it's something so minuscule like that just makes such a difference. That to me is what stood out for me in my weird brain. And there you go. You got a cool answer to that.
That's so great. What an incredible journey to be opening at 16 for Diploid and now to be playing in the band.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and I'm very thankful. And so we're currently on a tour. We just finished the New South Wales leg of it. We played a Wollongong in Sydney, and tomorrow we're playing this festival, which actually is a funny story. The festival we're playing tomorrow is called A Cold Day in B&E. It's at the Triffid, and this is the second iteration of the festival. Last year they threw the first one, and they actually hired me to be the videographer for the whole event. So from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. I was organizing 3 different cameras for
whoa.
I think I filmed 30 bands over the weekend, really.
That is a massive lineup.
And yeah. So to go from that to play we're playing third last, I couldn't believe it.
Wow. So if any Punktree listeners are listening in from Sydney, you know where you need to go tomorrow. The Triffid's in Sydney.
No, the Triffid. No. This is in Brisbane. We're playing in Brisbane.
Oh, this is in Brisbane. Okay, cancel that.
Yeah. We're
Brisbane listeners.
Brisbane listeners, we're playing Brisbane, and then on Sunday we're going to go up to Nambour. I've never been to Nambour before, but apparently that place has been really popping off. Nambour is just off the Sunshine Coast. I think it's 30 minutes from the Sunshine Coast, but there's a record store called Bad Habit Records, and that guy, he's just been breathing life into that place and cultivating a really sick scene there. And so, I think in the last 5 months or so, there's just been a resurgence of all these kids going out to shows over there. And, I've heard stories. I saw Swab. I don't know if you know the band Swab from Melbourne, but they played there last week. And it looks really, really sick. So we're playing the same venue, and we've got a fucking amazing lineup to bring there. And I'm really excited to just, hang out with people around in Nambour.
That's so cool to see a regional place having such a hub of live music and bands and people wanting to tour there.
I just want to say Baron von Borg. I blanked on his name, and I just wanted to mention that. That's the owner of Bad Habit Records, Baron von Borg. Sorry, Borg, I've blanked out on your name.
And will the gig be at the store?
It actually, sorry to confuse. It's not going to be at the store, but he's just a big part of that scene. But it's going to be at Black Box. I think, what's it called? Yeah, Black Box Theatre.
Oh.
And then in the next week after, we're playing the Gasometer in Melbourne and Adelaide on the 27th of July, and then back to Melbourne on the 2nd of August, and Frankston on the 3rd. So yeah, chock a full weekend a month, but I'm excited for it. This is the first time I've had an opportunity to do something like this, so it's really exciting to me.
It's a really big tour. So that's a key date there for Ubuntua listeners, Adelaide the 27th of July. So you could drive down day before, get the gig in, then drive back. There have been we've got some really fanatical fucksake fans in here in Ubuntua who have
Can I shout out the Adelaide bands? Because there's a few bands that, like, I think Adelaide's really interesting. Like some of the punk bands, because Maggot Cave played there a couple of months ago, and we played with this amazing band called Mortal Ambition. And wow, that kind of just like led me to like look more into like punk around there. And I think it's a really cool kind of strain of punk. We're playing with this band called Haggle.
We're huge Haggle fans here at the Punktree.
We got some Haggle fans.
Yeah, mad Haggle fans. We actually just tried extremely hard to get Haggle to come up to Ubuntua, and sadly we couldn't make it work for a gig. So we're really trying for 2025.
Oh yeah, well, hey, look, can you believe this? I only found out about Haggle yesterday, and I'm like, I'm playing with these guys? Yeah!
Their tracks are so sick and so catchy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm very excited for them, and I think I added them on Instagram. I haven't contacted them, I haven't, but I'm so gonna fangirl out so hard.
A huge shout out to Haggle if you're listening to the online edition of this show, which they often do.
Yeah, shout out Haggle, and then the other band that's playing is called The Munch.
Okay, that's a huge lineup.
There you go. The Munch. So it's Diploid, Haggle, The Munch, and Mortal Ambition.
Sick.
That's so good.
And it was funny. I didn't even realize this, but turns out that I the drummer of Haggle. I sub for his other band in Melbourne called Persecutor.
Oh, I
so
love Persecutor.
Yeah. So I'm actually I've played a couple of shows of Persecutor now, and we're organizing a few more. I'm playing drums for Persecutor in Perth with Maggot Cave in December. We haven't even announced that yet, but
that's fresh. That is fresh off the press here on the Punktree Hour. We actually have we have some nice WA Perth connection, and
I've never even been to Perth before, so it's once I play Perth, then that just leaves
Ubuntua, Alice Springs.
and look, Tasmania as a state and Alice Springs as a damn city. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
right. Then I've done it all.
So coming back, Diploid's just released a new album. Did you play on that album, or are you just playing on the tour?
I didn't know. I'm good with words. I'm good with doing the talking and stuff, but I did not play on that album. That is all Scarlett's genius, and I'm so appreciative of it. Learning it made me a better drummer.
Wow. So how was the pressure when... Okay, so let's just run through. What was it like when you got the call from Diploid, hey, do you want to step in? Let's just run through that.
I was kind of freaked out because they had all these plans. There's a lot more plans that I am not going to talk about, but there's a lot more than the Australian tour. And so, getting told about all this stuff being a possibility is kind of, I haven't done anything like this before. So, I mean, maybe I had I wouldn't say I thought I could pull it off, but am I going to say no? No way. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna ride the wave, and I'm gonna try and do it as right as I can.
Did they want you to do any kind of audition, any sort of showcase to get in?
I mean, I do that anyway because I filled in for so many bands.
Yeah.
And all the time I will. It's not even like they ask for it. I will, on my own initiative, I'll go, well, hey, I can play for you. Here's a video of me rocking your stuff. Do what you will with that. That's just always been my approach. Is showing bands that hey, if you need me, here's me doing it. I think that's just the way to do it,
Oh, exactly. It's that stepping beyond just fanning to be actually no, I can do this. I can fucking smash this. Look at me do it.
Exactly.
Here's the clip.
Exactly. To me, it's so much fun because, like, really, like, the most fun I have in music is just improvising with people. And, you know, like, so to me, I just view this as a little challenge. It's like, okay, I've got like X amount of days to learn X amount of songs. Let's go. Like, let's do this. And, you know, I was like thinking about it, like, before I was leaving to go to Brisbane, the other day, and I probably like played in 20. I can't even confirm because I keep forgetting bands. People have reminded me of more bands that I've like played in that I just can't remember. But I think I played in like 20 to 25 bands at least once live. And I was looking through the list, and it's like, you know, just even seeing the band name just makes me remind me of the entire set. And I'm thinking, you know what? I probably just need one jam with this band and I'm back on track. You know, like once
it's still there. Like it's fully still there.
Exactly.
It's stored in. So you're on this epic tour with Diploid right now, potentially with more dates to be announced, potentially maybe outside of so-called Australia. Maggot Cave, what's happening with Maggot Cave? Let's have an update.
Maggot Cave, well, I'll tell you, what our plans with Maggot Cave, actually I've got a Diploid a little bit in mind. Like, Maggot Cave, we've been a little bit quiet, and that's because Pease broke his hand, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
I know. It is just, and Pease is just like the most fucking loveliest. I love that dude so much. That guy is like my spirit animal. Like, really, like, there's been times in life where I just think, what would Pease do? And, like, that's, like, how I do it. And so it just breaks my heart when, like, that happened to him. But he's on the mend, and, well, not even on the mend. He's been on the mend for a while now. We've got the first, like, jam back next week.
That's so exciting.
Very excited. And the show we've got planned up is a really good one. We're playing in Sydney with Full of Hell from America, from Ocean City, and Thou from Louisiana.
That's a huge lineup. That's an amazing lineup. We're playing
with them in Burial Pit in Sydney, and get this. All right, can I just tell you about what is to be my birthday week?
No. Okay, give it to the listeners. They're ready. They're crying.
All right, so my birthday week is Maggot Cave. It starts off on Wednesday. Maggot Cave plays in Newcastle with Viscera Infest from Japan.
Whoa.
Then Thursday, Maggot Cave plays with Full of Hell and Thou in Sydney at Mary's. Then Friday, I go see this band from Melbourne called Internal Rot. One of my favorite bands.
Me too.
Yeah. They're playing it on a boat in Sydney with Viscera Fest on Friday.
On a boat?
Then Saturday, I fly to Melbourne, and I got my friend Tyler, who plays in Dow. He got me on the door for the Saturday Full of Hell and Dow show. And then Saturday, I see Internal Rot again. And then Sunday, which is my... no, it's not even Sunday. Sorry, Monday, which is my 25th birthday, I open for Full of Hell and Dow with Diploid.
Wow.
I can't even. Musang King's head's literally exploding right now because they're so jealous of this lineup. It's out of control.
I told Diploid they have to sing me a happy birthday. I was like, no, I'm not playing the show unless you sing me a happy birthday.
That'll be so nice to have a happy birthday from Diploid.
Yeah, and it's great because like I saw Full of Hell when I was 15 years old, and I have this photo of me and the singer and drummer when I was a kid. So I want to like recreate that photo on my fifth.
Yes, on your 25th birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah. Shoot.
Where is our Maggot Cave fuck's sake split?
That's a great point.
Oh,
we
really
need it.
Good question. Okay, here's the thing is Diploid fully had this whole, okay, I'm sorry to bring up Diploid again, but like Diploid had this whole other lineup sorted without me. Like they fully were like, we're going to do this Australian tour, but the only date I couldn't do was Sydney because Maggot Cave 2 weeks ago was supposed to play in Melbourne. And when we were going to go down to Melbourne, we were going to go record the music for the fuck's sake split.
Uh-huh.
What?
And because Pease broke his hand,
it's on hold. It's on hold because of the handbrake.
We got so close to that split. We got so close. I'm glad you brought it up because I almost forgot for a second. I was like, no, this is why. Yep. And then because Pease broke his hand, I was kind of like, okay, well, Diplo, because the lineup was supposed to be Reese, the bass player and singer of Diplo. He was supposed to play drums. Here's the thing: is the bass player of Diplo, he's a better drummer than me. Like
Really?
Yeah. Like when I was like first learning the songs, he messaged me going, "Hey, maybe I'll send you some videos of me drumming the songs to help you like learn them better." Like, you know, because it's hard because they're in a different state to me. Like they've had to like fly me to Melbourne to jam like a couple of times.
Yeah.
So he sent me videos, and I wasn't really expecting much of it. And I was watching these videos going, God damn, like, why do you even need me, bro? Like, you're amazing, dude.
You're like, can't you just pre-record the bass and just play that off and just do live drums already?
Exactly. But, you know, Diploid's Diploid, and I know that would be a weird iteration of Diploid.
That would be a really weird iteration.
yeah. He's so, because he was kind of prepared to do the Sydney show, like, without me. So he very thankful that it didn't happen that way. That was a way to make a positive out of a negative. But still, like, so sad about Peas. And literally Wednesday next week, we've got the first. I don't even think I've like seen the Maggot Cave boys in a while, so I'm actually really excited. I'm so excited to see them. Like I've been hyping up the group chat a little bit. We're getting you know.
Necessary.
The wheels are moving again, and that's what excites me.
Okay, so the wheels are moving on Maggot Cave, which means the wheels are moving on the split with Fuck's Sake.
Definitely. It's going to happen. It was supposed to happen, and it didn't happen. But, you know, we're all about making it happen, and it will happen.
And then touring it through the territory. Of
course. Alice Springs, we got to do it. And Darwin again. Like, that was so much fun. Like, really, really life-changing. It makes me appreciate, and that's why I want to like try and push again, like to bring it back to like government grants. I've seen some of my friends' bands get some sick government grants for like not even within Australia but overseas, and I think, come on, if they can get some like 20K grant for like going to like Europe and UK, like come on, you can give like how much does it cost like max for like plane tickets to like Darwin or Perth? You know what I mean? Like.
There should just be way more grants available for bands wanting to tour faraway places in so-called Australia.
Yeah, like faraway places within Australia, you know what I mean? Like,
because actually it's probably more expensive to fly, say, from like Melbourne to Darwin or Melbourne to Perth than like it is to probably fly to like Bali or Thailand or Japan.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not going to get into it too much. But anyways, I just think that like I'm gonna try myself. I'm gonna try the whole. I've never applied for a grant in my life, but because Diplo did that grant on their own, I'm gonna try my own version and talk to them myself, and hopefully that comes through. I believe it will come through. Like, because I think like just making it a little bit easier with the help of the government is so worth it for like places like that, you know.
Oh, it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary because that's the thing that keeps people in regional places is having that ongoing exposure to new music and having bands tour and artists tour. Because, you know, if you're here in Mbuntua, that's one of the reasons that people do want to move back to cities and back to like hubs of live music is because we have our own scenes up here, but we do want to have like different kinds of bands and artists come through. And it is really challenging because it's so expensive.
So sensitive. But like once you're here, it's like, you just have like appreciate it so much. Like, I mean, like there's people who want to show you around, people that, you know, want to take you places that aren't just like, I think the best part to me was that it's not just a bloody, you know, city. It's not just a concrete jungle. There's so much more to it, you know?
Yeah. There's so many places to go exploring and walking and get the swag out. Like Pete's front yard.
It's amazing. Like the first time I played outside of New South Wales was 2022, the same year I did Darwin, but like a few months before I went through to Adelaide and then Port Pirie and Whyalla.
Oh,
those were the first places I played outside of my state.
Wow.
And so grateful because just like hanging out with people from Port Pirie, hanging out with people from Whyalla is like such a trip to me because I was just like talking to them and I'm like talking to them about like, would you ever go to Sydney? And a whole bunch of them saying like, why would I go to Sydney? It seems it's such a fast city. And I was thinking like, yeah, that's so true. Like you don't appreciate it until you're just like in the middle of like nowhere. Like, you know, like when we were driving on our way back from Whyalla to here's another Diploid reference for you. There's this one song by Diploid that I've been trying to get them to play live since I was a fan. Like, I've been calling it out and they won't play it.
What is it?
It's called Barrels.
Okay.
And it's it's about like the bodies in the barrel in Snowtown. I don't know if you know about the Snowtown murders.
Oh, I'm from South Australia. I'm very aware.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. So when Maggot K was driving back from Whyalla all the way back to the airport in Adelaide, Peace took a detour through Snowtown, and so we stopped off there. I will tell you this: Snowtown is a fucking creepy place. Like,
it's so creepy.
It was, like, even like we went through an IGA there, and like I feel like those people like just hated us. Like, we weren't there for long, but I was just like, I'm not a big like believer of like auras and stuff like that, but man, that was like such a bad vibes place. Like, the people were like looking at us real funny, and we like got the hell out of there. But I took a photo in front of like the bank where the bodies were, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I captioned it "Barrels," and I was like, and so now I've been jamming with them. I'm so hard trying to, like, it's not on the set, unfortunately. I tried.
Was there any reason?
I was more concerned with learning the set, but now that I learned the set for future stuff, I've got a few songs planned. I want to try and.
You're trying to bring some back.
Get some crowd favorites. We can switch out songs. That's the beauty, you know. Maggot Cave, we've got like 40 songs. Do you think we play 40 songs? That's what makes Maggot Cave fun, is I'm able to, like, we can judge our shows and be like, what kind of crowd would this be? Do we play like the more hardcore Maggot Cave songs, or do we play the more punk Maggot Cave songs? Like,
but wait, I'm still wondering, did anyone in Diploid give any hint why they don't want to play Barrels?
Oh, it's purely just because like their original drummer Scott, he wrote the song, like the whole song.
Oh,
like he plays in a band called World at a Glance, which is, it's more of a world of, it's like definitely like, yeah, you can tell it's more of a, it's an out of place World at a Glance song with heaps of blast beats. But I'm still like I hung out with Scott like when I was a couple of years ago when I was in Melbourne. I messaged him like a couple of days ago being like, yo, can we play this song? And he's down with it. So, you know what, Diploid, if you're listening to this is my challenge to you. Let's do Barrels, because I know that would go so hard.
You're ready for the blast beats.
I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, but this is my challenge on the radio. Let's do Barrels. You know you want to do it. I've been asking for it since I was 16.
Maybe it actually could be your birthday present.
That could be that could totally be my birthday present.
Who wants to have a happy birthday when you could have Barrels?
That's it. Okay, we don't even need it doesn't even need to be on the set, but look, we've got a lot of time before the 19th of August. We can learn Barrels, all right, Diploid?
Yeah,
Reese,
Barrels can
Maz,
relearn Barrels.
I love you guys so much. Let's do it.
Okay, start the hashtag play Barrels.
Hashtag Barrels.
For Rohan's birthday.
Yeah.
And I guess we just wanted to ask as well, Rohan, you're someone who at 15, 16, you're going to shows, you're playing in bands, you're now playing with the people that you looked up to, you're now playing with your idols. And I guess for like next generation out there, for people who might be listening, is there any kind of like advice that you would give to like young people who want to get their stuff together and get started playing drums and they want to start playing in a band?
Go to shows, like if not shows, like literally just talk to people in, like, if you're in school, just talk to people in your school, see who's like kind of doing music stuff, even if it's not the same genre that you like specifically, you know, understand that person has a passion for music, and like that's super valuable, you know. Like I've been playing music, I've been playing in like bands even before, I've been playing in bands before I even knew what the scene was. Like I was just mindlessly playing thrash metal with just schoolmates at like 13, and it's about just like meeting those people. Maybe it's not the band that you want it to be. Maybe like it's a more like indie kind of band, but you know, value that as you still being able to play music with real people. and not just like by yourself in a room. But also playing by yourself in a room is super important, and you know, the only way to like get better is to just keep repeating things over and over and over again. You know, things might seem boring and like, you know, might be a bit of a slog, but you will notice it. You will notice it when you start, you know, just playing for people. I don't know. I have to tell myself that all the time. Like I play guitar as well. Like, you know, to me, playing guitars is like my version of video games. Like learning a solo, especially. Like I'll repeat the same thing from like a 1 second part. It's like a 1 second run of like random notes, but I will like play that over and over again till I get it right.
That's actually really great advice. It's like, it is the balance, isn't it, of like not being afraid to like reach out to people who are making music, whether it's the same kind of music that you are or not, and have those conversations and start playing together. But then also it's the hours and hours of practice and dedication that it takes.
Yeah, and I think like, sorry, to expand on like that, hours and hours of practice, start off slow. Like in any instrument, any solo I learned that stuff on like 40% speed. Like, and then I just keep working up from there. It's the same thing with drums. And then bring it back to my first point is community. Community is everything. Like that's like how I just like, you know, when I first started going to shows, I was like just handing out my phone with the notes app, being like just typing bands. Like I was basically like a sponge. I was just like, teach me everything you know. But you know, over the years, I'm still doing that. I'm still that same person. And, you know, I'm always discovering new stuff in any kind of genre.
And look where it's got you, 10 years later playing with one of your idol bands. It's so amazing.
There you go. It's happening.
So we want to say really enjoy the rest of the tour. We're stoked to see that Diploid's got a new album out. We're going to be playing it here on the Punktree Hour. I've actually got a song lined up that I'm going to play for you next, which is...
cool.
Barrels by Diploid.
Oh, wow. There we go. Yes.
So this is your early birthday present, and this is to start the hashtag movement to get Diploid to play Barrels on your birthday.
Hashtag Barrels. Hey,
what about
hashtag
Barrels for birthday?
It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Rohan, talking to you again on the Punktree Hour. It's been so great, and we're so excited for when we actually meet you IRL when you're touring through the territory.
Yes. We'll make it happen. I'm already stoked already.
So good. Thanks so much, Rohan. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the tour. You've been listening to the Punktree Hour here on HCCC, and we're going to hear Barrels by Diploid.